Training remains a frequent topic of discussion in any organization. The goal of training is always to equip employees with the skills and knowledge needed to perform effectively. For new managers in fast-paced environments without the luxury of time to experiment with multiple training methods, the key question is often this: which approaches are genuinely effective and practical? Today's video explores and recommends a foundational learning model known as the Competence Cycle of Learning. This framework is a simple yet highly practical model that describes the 4 key stages individuals pass through when developing a new skill. It's especially relevant for people managers and service operations, where high staff turnover makes rapid and effective training critical to maintaining performance. The Competence Cycle of Learning, also known as the 4 stages of competence or the conscious competence learning model, was developed in the 1970s and is most commonly attributed to Noel Birch, an employee of Gordon Training International. Despite the introduction of many newer learning models, the Competence Cycle of Learning remains a highly relevant and practical framework that helps managers, trainers, and learners align expectations and foster real skill development, and not just content absorption. The Competence Cycle of Learning begins with unconscious incompetence, where individuals are unaware of their lack of knowledge or ability. They don't know what they don't know. Next is conscious incompetence, where awareness sets in and the individual begins to recognize gaps in their understanding. These first 2 stages are abstract in nature and require introspection, prompting learners to ask critical questions. What do I need to learn? Why is it important? How do I begin? The cycle then progresses to conscious competence, where the individual starts to apply the skill with deliberate effort, focus, and guidance. Finally, they reach unconscious competence, where the skill becomes second nature, performed accurately and efficiently without conscious thought. These latter stages represent the tangible world of action and mastery, where learners must actively do, understand, and retain what they've learned. This model provides a structured path to skill acquisition, helping trainers and managers align support and expectations with each learner's stage of development. To bring the learning model to life, let's use a fictional local cafe as an example. Mr. Lee, the owner, is having a casual chat with a regular customer when he hears something surprising. Other cafes in the area have started selling a new drink that's rapidly gaining popularity. He's never heard of it. At that moment, Mr. Lee is in the first stage of the learning cycle: unconscious incompetence. He doesn't know what he doesn't know. The realization hits him. His cafe might be falling behind. Concerned about missing out on a trend that could affect both reputation and revenue, Mr. Lee begins to research the drink, its ingredients, and how to prepare it. He has now moved into the second stage, conscious incompetence. Here, he becomes aware of the gap in his knowledge. This is often when real learning begins, driven by the motivation to catch up or improve. Determined to act quickly, Mr. Lee and his senior barista begin learning how to make the new drink. They watch tutorials, experiment with recipes, and practice together. This is the third stage, known as conscious competence. At this point, they can prepare the drink, but it still requires focus and effort to get it right. Eventually, after repeated practice, the senior barista and Mr. Lee are able to whip up the drink smoothly without referring to any manual. They have reached the fourth stage of unconscious competence, where the skill becomes second nature and can be performed effortlessly. Once the senior barista has mastered the recipe and process, Mr. Lee requests that a training manual be created to ensure consistency. With that in place, he begins training the junior baristas. These new trainees enter at the second stage, conscious incompetence, where they are shown what they need to learn. With guidance and practice, they gradually progress through conscious competence and eventually reach unconscious competence, performing the task smoothly and confidently. Meanwhile, Mr. Lee, now preoccupied with managing the rest of the cafe, doesn't practice as often. When he steps in to help, he finds himself needing to refer back to the manual. He has regressed slightly, slipping from unconscious competence back to conscious competence, still capable, but no longer automatic or fluid like his team. This example highlights how individuals progress through the learning cycle, not only as a learning process, but also as distinct phases in the mastery of a skill. I hope this example has helped illustrate how managers can apply this model to better structure training and support their teams in daily operations. Thank you for watching. For more insights on workplace learning, leadership, and performance, be sure to stay tuned to this channel.